Well, it appears the battle of Judge Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation has reignited Republican voter enthusiasm. This, according to a new NPR PBS NewsHour Marist poll released yesterday. Look at that. 80% of Republicans now say the November elections are very important, compared to 82% of Democrats. Now, this is a big swing, a 12-point swing from July, when only 68% of Republicans said the midterms were important, compared to 78% of Democrats.
Yeah, that's where we want to welcome in former Navy SEAL Carl Higbie. He's the host of the Carl Higbie Show, which you can get on your iTunes podcast. And it's great to talk to you, Carl. How you doing, buddy?
Let me on.
All right, let's talk about these poll numbers because there was apparently more Democratic and voter enthusiasm. We heard some stories about, remember, President Trump was talking about a red wave, and they were worried that Republicans were going to be too complacent to get out to the polls.
Yep.
But when you watch things like the rally in Mississippi and you see people really engaged now with this Brett Kavanaugh thing, do you think there's a chance, and the odds are definitely against Republicans and any sitting president in a midterm, but do you think there's a chance that Republicans could actually gain some seats in the House?
Yeah, I do actually. I mean, you look at some of these rallies, Mississippi and places like that, where he had 90,000 people registered. The 90,000 tickets were registered. I think 20,000 showed up, which is a huge number of people. Never before in history has political candidates drawn that kind of crowd. And you know why? People are fed up. People are seeing that Donald Trump is a builder. He builds the building. That is the metric of success that he builds on. Is it done? Is the building done? Can you move in? They see the Democrats right now as just stop doing whatever you're doing, and we're going to try to stop everything in its progress. We're going to vote against your tax cuts. We're going to vote for health care that doesn't work. We're going to just obstruct Trump in any way possible. And people are sick and tired of it, to be honest.
Yeah, you know, there's a rally in Rochester, Minnesota, and people were sleeping out for tickets or for access to that rally in Rochester. I saw some video of that, which is remarkable to me. And I've always said, Carl, and I want to see if you agree with me, and you as well, John, Donald Trump is not an ideological conservative. Like Carl says, he's a builder.
Definitely
He's a builder. So what does a builder do? You figure out the most efficient way to get from point A to point B each time to get that building built, whether it's carpentry or electrical or plumbing. And it just seems to shake out that when he does that, the end result is a conservative policy, a policy that makes sense for America and the American voters. So they're not looking at this as, well, those are conservative policies, but I'm not conservative, so I'm on the fence. They're saying, those are results. We want results. If they happen to be conservative, so be it. Is that what you're seeing with your audience, Carl, and when you're out there on the campaign trail with these candidates?
100%. I mean, what this is you've said for too long, the political line has been towed as, well, let's talk very nice, let's polish, let's smile, let's not point at anybody, let's do things the way that every politician has done for the last 40 years. Donald Trump smashed that. He came in and he said, look, what you have is not working. Government has expanded beyond belief. We spend more than we take in, and I'm going to do things differently. People like Barack Obama said, well, you know, how are you going to do that? You're going to wave your magic wand, abracadabra. Now you got the lowest unemployment rate since I've been alive. I mean, this is stuff that, like he said during the campaign trail, I'm just going to do it. I can't explain to you all the nit and gritty and how I'm going to pass bills and things like that because, quite frankly, I don't think he knew at the time. Right. But you know what? He knows now.
Well, yeah, there's still obviously a lot of work to be done. But one of the things I love to hear from now are I don't want to call them anti-Trump people, not never Trump crowd, but people who don't like the way President Trump conducts his business necessarily.
You mean the personal business or his business?
Well, you know, the people who will criticize him for mocking Dr. Ford.
So it's personal, the way he personally conducts himself.
But it's just like 2016 when they say, well, what's the alternative? You know, Hillary Clinton, in 2016 it was Hillary Clinton, now it's Kamala Harris and Cory Booker, and they say, I might not like Donald Trump, I might not like that he says these things. Yeah. And might not be wedded to his policies, but again, what is the alternative? And that's where I think you see this rise in Republican voter enthusiasm.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, the alternative is, you know, the alternative is policies that historically have never worked across any nation, any institution, any reign of any type.
But Carl, let me stop you there, because I don't even think these people are thinking about policies. I think they're fed up with just seeing Kamala Harris and Cory Booker and the rest of them grandstanding up there in a very important process, a process that used to be somewhat solemn, the advise and consent process. And
I agree.
The way they're conducting their business, I think, is turning on a lot of voters who may have just said, you know, I'm going to sit this one out, right? You know, I'm just going to sit this one out, but now I feel like I have to engage because the alternative is not policy per se, but just personal attacks, obstructionism,
and big government as usual.
Right.
Yeah. John, I think you're right about that in one sense, but in the other sense is the Democrats have way overplayed their hand by saying, like, you can't do these things this can't happen, and that, they've told him to everybody time and time again, well, look, Trump said something nasty about some woman. I don't care, and the majority of voters don't care. Why? Because their paychecks are bigger, life is better, and the only thing that's out of place right now is the Democrats whining about literally everything he does. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, Carl, see, I agree with you. I think at the end of the day, Americans care about three fundamental issues: money, safety, and family. Do I have more money in my checking account at the end of the week? Is my family doing okay? And safety ties into all that. Do we live in a good neighborhood? Do my kids go to a good school? Going back to your background, are we going to be subject to a terror attack? And my background, is there going to be crime? Do we have more cops on the street? Right. And I think if you can address those issues and make Americans feel safe, you win elections. Trump did that. Americans genuinely believed he'd make their life a little bit better and a little bit safer. At least that's what I saw. 30 seconds to you, Carl.
Yeah, and he did it by a measurable metric. It's not like talking points where he had some BS study from some weird university that no one's ever heard of. These are measurable metrics. People have more food on their table, more money in their bank accounts, better cars in the driveway that are made in America. People are going back to work, and stuff is being made and produced here with our jobs, our people, on our terms, and trade is way more in our favor than it ever was before.
All right, Carl, we're coming over to roast some marshmallows in that fireplace behind you.
Looks great.
Just kidding. But don't go away. We got more coming back right after the show. A well-known Hollywood leftist, Michael Moore, freaks out following President Trump's cell phone test alert. Why he claims this is the end of democracy. It's the end of the world.
Oh, he's a bit dramatic.
Or maybe he's just trying to promote his movie. I don't know.
It could be. He's not doing too well from what I hear.
Carl Higbie's coming back to us. Will you stick around?